Assalamu alaikum. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to our today's webinar. Today's webinar on best utilizations of solar energy for safer climate future. This webinar is jointly organized by IEEE PESD 2023, IEEE DIU Student Branch, IEEE Computer Society Bangladesh Chapter, and IEEE Computer Society Team Spark. And for this webinar, today I am Jahid Hassan Johnny as a host, and we have our respected speaker, C.S. Athar Mahmood, who is CEO and co-founder Green Energy Pakistan, robotics instructor Punjab College, Lahore, regional lead IEEE PESD 2023. So no more delay, I am humbly requested to our respected speaker that you may share a presentation. And sir, mic over to you.
Thank you very much for the introduction, Hassan. I'm audible clearly to all of you.
Yes, sir, you're crystal clear.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. Okay, let me introduce myself once again. This is Chaudhry Athar Mahmood, and by profession, I am an electrical and computer engineer. Currently, I am working as robotics instructor in Punjab colleges in Pakistan. And if we talk about my company, I'm the CEO and co-founder of Green Energy PK, which is a solar-based company providing services related to domestic, agricultural, commercial, industrial solutions for solar, right, in Pakistan. And if we talk about IEEE, so I'm serving IEEE from last up to 6 years, and it's been an amazing journey, right? And currently I'm serving as IEEE Past Day Regional Lead for Past Day 2023, and it's been amazing journey till now. Okay, my slides are being uploaded. Is it visible to all of you or not?
Sir, not yet.
Okay, okay. I think there's an internet connectivity issue. That's why it's not. You are unable to see the slides. Give me a minute. Sorry for the inconvenience. Okay. Meanwhile, the slides are being uploaded. We can start the discussion related to, the topic as best utilizations of solar energy for climate safer future. So, first of all, I welcome everyone to the presentation on best utilizing of solar energy for climate safer future. Today, we will explore the potential of solar energy as sustainable solution to address climate change and create a better future for our planet, basically. So let me share the overview of this presentation. Climate change refers to long-term alteration in temperature, precipitation patterns, and other aspects of Earth climate system. Right? Impact of climate change basically poses significant challenges such as rising global temperatures. We have seen sea level rise, extreme weather events, and ecological imbalances basically. So need for sustainable energy solutions to combat climate change, we must transition to clean and sustainable energy source and reduce greenhouse gas emission and mitigate the impact of climate change on humanity. So this is the little bit overview of climate change, because we are talking about the best utilization of solar energy for safer climate future. So so we have to understand one thing. Solar energy. When we talk about solar energy, it means we are talking about uh, PV. PV means photovoltaic cells, right? When we are talking about PV, it means we are concerned with the solar panels, right? No, there is one thing we have to understand. Give me a minute, the slides are being uploaded, so let me share with you. I don't know why it's taking time. I think it's visible now, right?
Yes, sir. It is visible now.
Thank you very much. Okay, so as I introduced myself earlier, I'm the CEO and founder of Green Energy PK. These are my contact details. In future, if you have any queries regarding solar systems, solar installation, or anything, you may ask me question, and you may contact me on WhatsApp, email, or you can reach me out on LinkedIn as well. I have mentioned my details. So uh, the agenda. We will overview the power system crisis, basically solar energy as a solution, key benefits of solar energy, solar power system, solar energy in power systems, overcoming the challenges. Then we will discuss the case studies and then future outlook and opportunities we have in that particular niche, right? Then we will conclude the session. And lastly, we have some question answers. If the participants have questions, they can ask me. So, the current power system crisis and climate change concerns have highlighted the urgent need to transition towards sustainable and renewable energy source, right? Solar energy derived from the sun radiation has emerged as one of the most promising solutions to address these challenges. This presentation will explore the best utilization of solar energy to tackle the power system crisis and promote a safer climate for future generations, basically, right? So if we look into the power system crisis, what we are facing right now, the power system crisis stems from the heavy reliance on fossil fuels, right? If we talk about generators, if we talk about steam engines, they are dependent on fossil fuels. We need to burn coal or crude oil or diesel to run the generator to generate the electricity, but which are finite and contribute to greenhouse gas emission, air pollution, and climate change. So, limited fossil fuel resources and geopolitical tension further exacerbate the power system crisis. Right? It is imperative to transition to alternative energy sources that are sustainable, abundant, and environment friendly. So, solar energy as a solution. So, because we are talking about solar energy, it means we are discussing PV specifically. PV means photovoltaic energy. Solar energy refers to the radiant light and heat energy from the sun, because we are only discussing the solar energy. So, radiant light and heat energy from the sun that can be enhanced and converted into electricity by our use for heating purposes. This renewable energy source offers a clean, abundant, and virtual inexhaustible power supply. So, solar energy as a solution. Solar energy significantly reduces greenhouse gas emission, as I mentioned earlier, compared to fossil fuel based on power generation, helping mitigate climate change. Solar power plants produce no air pollutions, so and no harmful byproducts, resulting in improving air quality index and human health benefits. By embracing solar energy, we can reduce our carbon footprint and create a safer and more sustainable environment, which is very important and it's needed right now. So you can see the pictures on the left side. You can see the sun is the sunlight coming from sun, and solar panels are generating electricity, and it is converting into the electric current, DC current, and then they are feeding into the grid station, and then they are providing the supply to the commercial sites, agricultural sites, industrial sites, right? On the right hand side, you can see the system, the solar panels installed on the rooftop of a house, and there you can see we have solar panels which are generating electricity in DC, right? Then we have solar inverter, then we have electric box, which is basically like a safety breaker, like fuses, like SPDs. SPDs mean surge protection devices. Then we have utility. Utility means the power coming from the national grid. So let's discuss the key benefits of solar energy. Cost saving. First benefit is cost saving. Installing solar panels can result in sustainable cost saving on electricity bills over the long term. How it works, I will explain later. Solar energy allows individuals and businesses to generate their own electricity, reducing dependence on the grid and potentially eliminating or minimizing electricity bills, which is basically our major goal, to minimize the cost of electricity, to minimize the bills of electricity. So the, the another important key feature is energy independence. Solar energy promotes energy independence, providing individual communities and even entire regions with a decentralized power generation model. For example, you have installed a solar system of 1 megawatt in your particular province, and you are providing the electricity to your clients from that particular the generation system, rather than you may rely on the national grid. If there is any blockage and if there is any problem in the national grid, the whole country will be blackout, right? To avoid this problem, we can use renewable energy source, solar energy, because it's decentralized power generation system. By producing their own electricity, communities become less vulnerable to power outages, as I mentioned earlier. Fuel price fluctuations, it is not dependent on fuel price fluctuations, because there is no and disruptions in centralized power grid, as I mentioned earlier. So, job creation. This is another, again, another key benefit. The adoption of solar energy creates numerous employment opportunities across the value chain, including manufacturing, installation, operation, and maintenance. So, there's huge potential of job creation. The solar industry plays a crucial role in stimulating economic growth, generating skilled jobs, and supporting local communities. Now let me explain the power system, photovoltaic system, which is basically we call it solar system in our common language. PV systems utilize solar panels to convert sunlight directly into electricity through photovoltaic effect. These systems are versatile and can be installed on rooftop or land or integrated into various structures. For example, you can also install in, for example, there is a parking space available at your outside your office, outside the park, or anywhere. You can install the solar panels over there, right? PV systems are widely used in residential, commercial, and utility scale applications. You can see on the right side the picture showing the solar panel mounted on the rooftop, and we have again the inverter, the AC distribution panel, which is DB box, you may call it, the load running at home, the grid supply we are getting. There is a question why we always need grid supply there, right? I will answer it later when I will explain the types of system we have. Power systems, contracted solar power system, CPS, we call a CSP system, use mirror or lenses to concentrate sunlight onto a receiver, which heats up and produces steam. Then steam drives a turbine connected to a generator, generating electricity. CSP systems are particularly suitable for large scale power generation and can incorporate thermal energy storage for continuous electricity production. But there is an issue, it needs a lot of space to install the whole system, right? As compared to PV system. Both are called solar energy systems, but when we will talk about specifically solar panels, it means we will always say it's a PV system, photovoltaic system, right? Now, battery storage system, these are very important. Integrating battery storage with solar power system allows excess energy generated during peak sunlight hours to be stored for later use. Battery storage addresses the nature of solar energy and enables a more reliable and consistent power supply, even during periods of low solar generation. For example, The load running at our home is 5 kilowatt, and the generation at early in the morning or in the evening is generation is 2 kilowatt or 3 kilowatt. Then what will be happening? The battery will start supplying the power to the system for continuous supply, and our appliances will continue running on the inverter. But there are two type of systems we have. Sorry, let me go to the next slide, then I will explain the types of systems. Okay, large scale solar farms. Utility scale solar farms consist of extensive arrays of solar panels that generate electricity on large scale. These solar farms are strategically located in areas with abundant sunlight. This is important. We have to install the solar panels where we have abundant sunlight, because the solar system is completely dependent on the light of solar of the sunlight, right? And we have the capacity to provide clean energy to the grid, powering thousands of homes and businesses. So, distributed solar, this is again a system of PV. Distributed solar installations refer to smaller scale solar systems installed are on residential and commercial buildings. They enable individuals and businesses to generate their own solar energy on site, reducing the need for long distance transmission and distribution of electricity. The cost will definitely reduces, because we will no longer needed the transmission and distribution system. Distributed solar installations contribute to decentralize the power grid, as I mentioned earlier. This is very helpful, improving energy efficiency and reducing transmission losses. So if we talk about there is another challenge in solar energy. It's dependent on weather basically, because if the weather is cloudy, if we have foggy weather and there is no sunlight coming from sun, then the generation will be very lower as compared to when we have sunlight, and we have the radiance and the you may call it the what we call it basically in technical terms, we call it mm, irradiance. Basically, you may understand the word basically irradiance. Let me explain it later how it works actually. One of the challenge for solar energy is it relies on sunlight availability. However, advancement in battery storage technologies allows excess energy to be stored and used during the periods of low sunlight, ensuring a continuous power supply, because we definitely need a continuous power supply. Smart grid technologies such as demand response and grid integration can also help balance supply and demand, optimizing the utilization of solar energy basically. So, cost and affordability. While the cost of solar technologies has significantly decreased over the years, upfront investment can still be a barrier for some individual and businesses. Uh, if I recall, when we installed the solar panel at our home back in, I guess, 2000. 5 or 8, I don't remember exactly. At that time the cost was very high, and at that time the panels in market available were of only 250 watts, right? Now we have panels of 1000 watts, 650, 750 plus watts in the market, and the price, if I compare with the price when we purchased approximately about from 15 to 17 years ago, the price was very high, and now the price is very low. So there is one thing I want to add: government incentives, tax credits, and subsidies can make solar energy more affordable and incentivize the adoption. Additionally, innovative financing models, the banking models we have, such as solar leasing or power purchase agreements, allows individual and organizations to install solar systems with little or no upfront cost. So it will be helpful, but definitely the government incentives are very important. The policies, they must need we must need it to have good policies, tax relaxations, so to avoid these all challenges. Okay, case studies. If we talk about Germany's energy wend, basically It was energy transition aims to shift country energy system to renewable energy source, with solar energy playing a crucial role. And through supportive policies, feed in tariffs, this is important, feed in tariff and strong public private partnerships, Germany has become a global leader in energy adoption. Solar installations have empowered communities, reduced carbon emission, and generated significant economic benefits. It's not only benefiting the climate for future, but it also benefit for the economic growth of any country as well. So it is important to understand. Okay, if we talk about the second case study, which is about India's solar power growth, India has demonstrated remarkable progress in solar energy deployment, focusing on utility scale projects and rural electrification. The country's ambitious targets and favorable policies have attracted significant investment, leading to a rapid increase in solar capacity. Solar energy has expanded access to electricity, particularly in remote areas, while reducing the dependence on fossil fuels and improving air quality. Is there any question? There was a pop up, I didn't read it.
Sir, there is a question: how can solar energy be best utilized to promote a safer climate future?
All right, all right. I will answer all the questions by the end of session. So I request you all to wait for a few minutes more and let me complete this presentation. Then I will definitely answer your questions accordingly, right? Thank you. So you can see the graph on the right. Initially, it was 0.2 megawatt solar power system installed in India, but in 2022 it's 54 megawatt, right? So India has demonstrated remarkable progress in solar energy, right? Technological advancements, ongoing research and development efforts are focused on improving the efficiency and affordability of solar technologies. I'm mentioning all these features because these are all, connected with the safer climate future. Because when we call it, when we say we want to we want to shift the traditional energy source to the renewable energy source, then definitely there are so many questions in our mind that the questions are about the efficiency of solar system, the questions are about storage systems, the questions are about technical and installation systems. So that's why I have mentioned all these things, then I will answer your questions accordingly. So ongoing research and development efforts are focused on improving the efficiency and affordability of solar technologies. Emerging technologies such as photovoltaic, solar cells, and bifacial panels hold promise for further enhancing solar energy generation. Continued innovation in energy storage solutions, including advanced batteries and grid scale storage, will enable better integration of solar power into the grid. Right? There is an important factor which is international collaboration. Addressing power system crisis and climate change requires global cooperation and knowledge sharing. International collaborations can facilitate the exchange of best practices, policy frameworks, and technological advancement in solar energy. Collaborative efforts can accelerate the transition to a sustainable and resilient power system worldwide. So, if we conclude this session, solar energy presents a key solution for addressing the power system crisis and achieving a safer climate. So, it's not about only a climate safer future. Basically, it helps us to address the power system crisis as well. Its abundant availability, environmental benefits, cost saving, and job creation potential make it an attractive attractive choice. By embracing solar energy, we can reduce our reliance on fossil fuels, mitigate climate change, and create a sustainable future for generation to come. Right? Now, I will answer the questions. Can you please repeat the question?
Sir, should I tell you again?
Yes,
What
please.
factors what factors should be considered when installing solar panels or solar system?
Sorry, the question is, I think it's an incomplete question. Can you please repeat it?
Okay, what factors should be considered when installing a solar panels or a solar
All
system?
right, all right, got it. Thank you, got it. What factors? So basically, whenever we will go for the installation of solar system, we have to look into the weather conditions, where we are going to install the space. Secondly, we just know the requirements, because whenever we talk about or we discuss about installing solar panels, the first question comes into mind is how much system we will be needed, right? For example, you want to run 1.5 ton inverter AC on solar system, then you need to know how much power consumption, right? So 1.5 ton DC inverter AC took approximately 1800 watts, right? For that purpose, we don't need to install 10 kilowatt, 20 kilowatt system. Definitely, we needed to install approximately 2.5 kilowatt solar system. Now, there is a question why we are not installing 1800 watt system, because the efficiency is not 100%. There are line losses, there are power losses while in generation of solar system, and while in the conversion where the inverter is converting DC electric current into alternate electric current, right? So these are the factors. There must be there is one thing more, which is cost. Sometimes we think the system is very cheap and we can install system at very low prices, but we need to look into the for example, we want the solar system for domestic. We will see either the area we are going to install or the location we are going to install have enough space. Secondly, we will see either there is national grid supply or not. Then we will see the load shedding, right? If there is no fear of load shedding in that particular area, we will definitely go with the on grid system. And if we have the fear of load shedding in that particular area, we will go for the hybrid solutions. Now, this is a separate topic in which we can explain how on grid system works, how hybrid system works, how off grid system works. So this is another debate.
Sir, moving to the next question. How does
Yes,
solar
please.
energy contribute to reducing greenhouse gas emission?
How solar energy can contribute to reducing gas emission, right? This is a good question. As I mentioned earlier, if we use generator for generating electricity, then definitely electricity, which causes basically emission of greenhouse gas. But when we install solar panels, there is no greenhouse gas emission, right? The solar panel is completely dependent on sunlight. This is important to understand. This is completely dependent on sunlight. So it generates electricity on the basis of sunlight coming from sun, not on the any fossil fuel or oil or anything else. So that's why we call it, it reduces the greenhouse gas emission. I hope I have answered the question.
Let's sir, we have two more questions. What are the challenges or barriers to the widespread adoption of solar energy, and how can they be addressed?
Yes, the battery storage issue. Then we have initial cost. The initial cost for installing solar system is high. If we see towards any renewable energy source, for example, wind power supply or hydropower, the initial cost is always higher. So secondly, the major issue or major challenge is the battery storage system. Definitely, the technologists, the industries, and the scientists are working on it to have low cost batteries, better which provide better performance. The lifespan of that particular battery must be increased. So we can definitely address these challenges by improving the technology, by increasing the efficiency of generation of power system. For example, if we talk about solar inverter, which converts basically DC current into alternate current. Later we use PWM inverters here, where the power losses were higher as compared to the inverters we are using right now, which are basically MPPT charge controllers, which are having MPPT charge controller. The power losses in MPPT charge controllers are very low as compared to the PWM charge controllers. So similarly, initially we have simple monocrystalline panels, or earlier we have thin film panels, which are very cheap, but the efficiency was very low. But now we are using monopuck half cut panels, bifacial panels, and the efficiency is increased gradually. So by increasing the efficiency of solar panels, by improving the quality of inverters, by improving the quality of batteries, we can address these challenges.
Thank you, sir. Sir, one more question left.
Yes,
Are there
please.
any specific industries or sectors where the utilizations of solar energy can have a significant positive impact on climate
Def-
change mitigation?
Definitely. For example, let me give you an example. You are running an industry, or you are manufacturing anything related to, or if you are having a furnace, right, where you melt the iron and made different products, right? Here if we provide, like, keep providing electricity coming from the generator, then definitely the cost is higher, the greenhouse gas emission is the rate is higher. And secondly, if we convert the whole system to solar energy, the cost will be lower, and we will be not dependent to the national grid. Thirdly, we have again the significant positive impact on climate, because there will be no greenhouse gas emissions, and there will be no carbon footprint, right?
Okay, I think this is it. There are no questions left. So this is really a wonderful and fruitful session indeed. And thank you very much, sir, for your kind information to sharing with us. And thank you everyone for joining this session.
Thank you very much for joining us today, and I will be happy to answer any questions you may have. You may ask me question on WhatsApp, on my LinkedIn, Facebook, or any other platform. The questions are always welcome, and thank you once again for joining us. And if you have any queries, you can ask me. That's all from my side. If there is any question, then please ask.
Sir, there are no questions left. So I think it should be done here, sir.
All right. Thank you for organizing the very successful webinar. And I would love to have more webinars with you all to share my experience, knowledge with you all. And it's amazing. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you for joining.
Thank
Allah
you.
Hafiz, sir.
Thank you.